Persistence is when you still hold on to the vision when you don't see any sign in the world, any sign in your 3D reality. We hear a lot on social media and listening to hear people talking about staying on the course, don't give up, work hard, do this. And I agree with all of that, of course. Stay on the course, don't give up. Your vision is possible, you can do it. All those things are great. But one of the things which I want to talk about, it is really interesting. And if you really get this, your results will change. You will understand the game of creating quantum leaps, a real mental game to create big results. I was trying to achieve my vision and things were not working out. Everything was falling apart. I couldn't see it anywhere happening. I was really struggling. I didn't know what to do. And I kept on hearing, just keep on going. Don't give up. Don't give up. And I said, yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. But what I found myself doing, I don't know if you can relate to it sometimes, but I was trying to force it. I was trying to wrestle control whatever was happening. And I was constantly looking at my results, looking at the things that were happening around me and saying, look, I'm failing. Look, this is not working. And when things were getting slightly smoother, I was feeling good. And then again, I was in the same track. But for me, I was quite persistent because I wasn't giving up. I was still on the course. I was trying to achieve it. That is persistence. But I was constantly looking at my results and saying, it's not working. Trying to wrestle control, like that anxiety when you cannot go to sleep because you want to work hard, because if you go to sleep, you might not hit your target. That anxiety that you're not doing enough, that anxiety that maybe you're missing something, that anxiety that you need more information, so hopping from one training to the other, that anxiety that I need to get another course, or I need to find something, or I need to constantly be on trainings, or I need to gather more information, or there is something wrong with me. All that anxiety was there. But this is what perceived as persistence, right? That you're staying on the course, you're working hard, you're doing everything you can, you're wrestling in control and overtaking the situation, and almost like you are just fighting for something, and everything seems to be against you. All odds are against you. And that's when I heard a phrase from our mentor, Bob Proctor, fighting against the current. And when I heard it, I didn't understand. I said, what does it mean, fighting against the current? What does it mean? It doesn't make any sense. What current, right? But when I really got it, I got it. And I want to share with you what it means, because when I got it, I realized that it is so beautiful. It doesn't have to be that hard. You can enjoy big quantum leaps. You can achieve big goals without having to burn yourself out, without having to feel that anxiety that what if it doesn't happen? What if I hit the mask? What if something happens in the way? What if I'm not doing enough? All these things don't need to be there. And here's that thing. You have this vision. You have this vision you absolutely love. You want to have. And you feel it, you visualize it, it's so beautiful. And then you look at your results and you see there is nothing going on. It's not happening. Persistence is not trying to wrestle control the situation. Persistence is not to make it happen forcefully. There is a fine line between staying on the course and not forcing it. Persistence is when you still hold on to the vision when you don't see any sign in the world, any sign in your 3D reality. There is no sign. You still hold on to your vision because you know that it's the law, it's by law. Whatever image you hold into your mind, it will manifest by law, perpetual transmutation of energy. So it has to transmute. There are things happening in the back of it, in your mind, in your subconscious mind, in the world, which are helping you to manifest it. It may not necessarily be all visible to you, probably not, but it is still happening, and then holding on to the vision. But a lot of people might argue that that's fine, that's really good, but what about taking action? If it's not working, I need to take more action. My understanding, which took me such a long time to really get this, that if you hold on to your vision, if you shift your self-concept, if you believe in it, then you will take those actions naturally. You will not have to force yourself into actions. You will not have to train your conscious mind and say, am I taking enough actions? Staying up all night or trying to force things or worrying or having anxiety. All this time what I learned was that we don't use our mind properly. What we're supposed to do is we're supposed to use conscious mind to make decisions. This is what I want. And believing in it and seeing it in our mind. And it's our subconscious mind's job is to go and do it. And tell our body what to do, because anyway it controls us 96 to 98% of the time. If our self-image is aligned to what we're trying to achieve, we will naturally do those things. We will get up, we will have this idea, let me try this, and we'll go and do it. Key is doing the work, the mental work, and disciplining your thoughts and aligning your self-image and being that person and seeing in your mind and showing up as that person every single day. That is the real work. And when you do that work, you will automatically take actions, all the right actions. In fact, when your mind is aligned, when your self-concept is aligned, when your imagination is in the right place, you're imagining it, you're not allowing any negative thoughts because your self-image is now supporting it, then you will take only the right actions. You will not take the wrong actions. You will not go around trying to different strategies to get that result. You will go with the least action because now you're in harmony with the universe. You are in harmony with God because now you're using your creative intelligence. The law, the principle, what God follows, what source, what universe follows is the law of least action. If water needs to flow, it always flows at the lower part. Why? Because it's easier. It's not fighting against the current. It always flows down because of gravity. Right? And if it has to cross through the rocks, it doesn't just try to break the rocks, it goes from the side. Everything in this world, what is the best way to get between two dots? Is the straight line, the shortest distance. Everything in physics, everything in this world is the shortest distance, minimum distance, right? When you start from tapping into the power of your mind, really associating with that vision, becoming that person, aligning yourself to it and feeling your way into it, that's when you start taking the shortest distance. That's when your job of the conscious mind is, this is what I want, you decide what you want, and the job of your subconscious mind is, let's take you there. And it takes you naturally on autopilot. And at that time, you can't connect the dots. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. When you get there, you will know, I've got there. So if somebody asks you today how you're going to get there, you have no idea. And that is the goal you want in your life, right? Which is exciting, where you don't know how you're going to get there. And then your subconscious mind takes you. But your job, being persistent, is not to force things. It's not to put strain on your conscious mind and say, give me the answer right now. I want to know. I want to force it. Try, feel anxious. Look at your world, your reality, and say, it's not happening. I can't see it anywhere. This is not your job. Your job is to do the inner work. That means holding on to your image. That means knowing, have that knowing that even when you cannot see any proof in the outside world, it's still happening. And then you fuse with the belief. And all those action takers, your job comes at the third level. Once you make a decision through your conscious mind, you implant that idea in your subconscious mind, and the third level is taking action. But the action will only be right once the first two are right. If you are taking action from the place that nothing is working, look at my results, nothing is showing up, it's not going to work, because your actions are coming from the energy that is not working. All your actions will solidify the fact that it's not working. And that's what happens. That's what happens when we turn in our lives into a working machine and we feel like we're stuck in a rut getting nowhere. Why is it? Because we are trying to wrestle control, and that is not persistence. That is fighting against the current. That is like going against the gravity. When we go at the top of the mountain, or when we are going up the hill, you're going against gravity and it gets tiring, right? But when you're flowing beautifully down, it takes less effort. We want to work in alignment with the universal laws. We don't want to fight against them, because you might still get to your goal, but it'll be a miserable journey. It will be full of anxiety, full of worry. And this is the thing. In this time and age, so many people are suffering from anxiety, worry, doubts. Why? Because we want to take over. But remember this, you are working in partnership with God. And all the universal laws, the entire universe is at your disposal. Everything is conspiring to help you achieve that beautiful thing that you've got in your mind. But you have to work with it, and you need to learn how to work with it. You may not always have a physical proof that it's working. Your physical senses, like your eyes, ears, nose, they won't show you the proof. In your world, it may seem it's not happening at all. I love the way Julian Hill puts it. He says that imagine you're sitting in the cinema, right? He said in Think and Grow, which is such a good example. And it's dark, and it's dark. And all of a sudden lights start turning on, and for you it's still dark because and within a few seconds, one by one, every light started turning on, and now it's light, and it's all of a sudden it's brighter, and you realize, wow, it's done. That's what happened with your vision, that there are so many forces which are happening at the back of it, and when the lights turn on, you realize, oh, it's done. I was having a mastermind call with the other coaches, and I was telling them a lot of nice things that are happening, and I had such a big aha moment. I told them that, oh, this happened and this happened, and I'm so grateful. And they said, do you know what, you told us that you visualized it a few weeks ago, and I didn't even remember that I visualized it. Imagine how beautiful is that. I visualized it, and I kept talking about it, and then I almost forgot. And then I was telling them, this happened and this happened, and they said, you exactly told this to us that you were visualizing. Look, it happened, right? So the key is to do the mental work. The key is to stay strong mentally, even when things are not happening. You know that it is happening at the back of it, and you can't see it yet. This is the real work. This is the real game. I love the way one of my colleagues, she put it. She said that it's like you have got eyes, ears, nose, mouth, all of these things to use all your 5 senses. But you have also got other senses which come from inside you, and they are your imagination. Like when you see things from the eye of your mind, they are when you hear things from within you that are telling you that it is done, when you feel it. And we have to use those senses. We have to start living from within. And this is the persistence. Persistence is not when we get anxious, when we force the results, when we worry what's going to happen, when we are impacting our health, impacting other things, and thinking we are staying on the course. That is fighting against the current. That is working against the law, right? I hope you enjoyed it. And I just want to say that hold that image in your mind. Just hold on to it and know it's happening. And the more you study this, the more you hang out with people who have faith, the more you believe in this, the easier it's going to get. Because it's a completely different way of living. It's a completely different way of living. You need people around you who do the same way, so you don't feel the only person who's not doing it, right? It is such a beautiful way of living when we become the architect of our own life. We write what we want, we create that image, and then we know that it's happening. And we elevate our self-concept to match it, and then it beautifully comes naturally. Because we are meant to naturally win every single time. We all are meant to have more than enough every single time. But the things go wrong when we feel that we have to just operate from our 5 senses, when the real way, the real game is thinking from within. And that comes with practice, that comes by disciplining yourself, that comes by studying. And this is not easy. That's why you need people around you who are doing it. But it's the best way, and it's totally worth it.